This is Amud Yomi, Gemara in Shabbos, Dav Beis, Amud Beis, Baruch Hashem, the freshness of a new Masechta. We began yesterday with the Mishnah teaching us the halachas of Haitzah, the Yitzios of Shabbos, the malacha of carrying from Rishos to Rishos. We learned Shtayim Shehein Arba. Pour into Chazer very quickly, as the Gemara is going to deal particularly on such a case. The Mishnah taught us 2 which is 4, 2 cases bifnim, 2 cases bachot, 2 daraisas which result of chiyuvim, which is if the balabayis inside does an akira, picks up and puts down outside, and does a hachnasa, akira and hachnasa, akira naitza, excuse me. You have to do both halves of the malacha. That's akira and hanacha. There you go. Sorry. You have to pick it up and put it down. That's when there's an issa daraisa of the balabais inside, or if he takes from outside and brings in. And the same thing in the flip, if the ani outside picks up and puts inside, or takes from inside and brings outside. Those are the shtayim shein arbas when it's a half of malacha done. Either balabais sticks his hand outside and ani takes it from him, or the balabais sticks his hand outside, the ani puts it in his hand, or vice versa. So begins the Gemara in the bottom of Beis Amud Aleph, as many Masechtas begin with the contrast to other Masechtas. Tanan Halsam, we learned in a Mishnah elsewhere, Mishnah in Shavuos. Shavuos Shtayim Shein Arba. When it comes to Shavuot as well, there is Shtayim, there is 2, of which comes into 4. And similarly, as we turn over to Beis Amud Beis, Yediyos HaToma, being aware of Toma, has Shtayim Shein Arba. The Chayav to pay a carbon Oilav Yaireit, the special carbon that depends on one's wealth. Myris Nigayim, with regard to different shades of Saras, Shtayim Shein Arba. And finally, he says the Mishnah in Shavuos, Yitzios HaShabbos, carrying, transferring from one domain to the next in Shabbos is as well Shtayim Shein Arba. Says the Gemara, the obvious kasha. Ma'ishna hoch the tani shtayim shein arba bifnim and shtayim shein arba b'achutz. And ma'ishna hoch, so my over there in the Mishnah in Shavuos, shtayim shein arba v'su loy. If the Mishnah in Shavuos is listing cases of shtayim shein arba, why doesn't it as well continue and explain bifnim and b'achutz, the balabayis and the ani balabayis and the regular person? Why does the Mishnah Shavuos only say Shtayim Shein Arba and then it stops? Explains the Gemara, Hacha in Maseches Shabbos, the Iker Shabbos. This is the place for such a halacha. We're starting Maseches Shabbos. This is a halacha Maseches Shabbos. This is Haitzah. We're going to deal with this for the next 2 weeks in Amud Yomi. The next 7 blot, a little bit more than 2 weeks. The Atzuyah of Haitzah, carrying in Shabbos. So here it's the Iker. Therefore, says the Gemara, Tani Avos, the Tani Toldos. We spoke about an Av, and we spoke about a Tolda. Something that, of course, we know there's Lamitas, Malachi, Shabbos, which are the Avos, the primary, the fathers. And then we know there are Toldos, there are subcategories of Malachis. And therefore, says the Gemara, we're talking about the Avos, which is going to be going from Rishus HaYachid to Rishus HaRabim, as that is the pasuk that we quoted from yesterday, discussing going from inside and bringing to outside. And then we're also going to discuss the Toldos, which is going from outside and bringing inside Rishus HaRabim to Rishus HaYachid. So over here, where it is the main place of, the main place of the malacha, we say both. Whereas, Hasam in Maseches Shavuos, Delavik Shabbosu, therefore, Tani Toldos, Avos Tani, Toldos Tani. So over there, Maseches Shavuos, it only speaks about the Av, speaks about going from inside to outside, the Shtayim Shein Arba, but doesn't say the flip side of going outside to inside. Ask the Gemara, Avos Mainu, you're telling me that Abayas, we said Avos and told us. You're telling me over there, we only said Avos. What are the avos? Yitzios, the Gemara assumes, is taking out, as we mentioned, from inside to outside. Says the Gemara, Yitzios train avu. There's only two cases of the primary case of the av melacha, of the chiyav d'oraisa, of going from inside to outside, picking up from inside and putting down outside. So it says, or picking up from outside and pulling inside. So says the Gemara, you're telling me Shtayim Shein Arba, where's the Arba in the world of Avos? Maybe you're going to tell me, as everyone is thinking right now, telling me the cases of Darais, of Chatos, the cases which are P'tor again, Potter Avalaser in the Shabbos, Isuri Derabanan. But says the Gemara, you can't say that. Why not? Meaning, if that's what the Mishnah Shavuos is saying, about 12 lines down, first one line is Negayim. But over there, in Shavuos, it's similar to putting next to the case of Maris Negayim. Mahasam kula lechayuva. In the case of Negayim, everything is a deraisa. Havachanami kula lechayuva. So you can't tell me that the Shtayim Shein Arba is deraisas and the Arba is derabanan. So we're back to square one. Why in Arab Mishnah do we have Shtayim Shein Arba b'fnim and Shtayim Shein Arba b'chutz? And why over there in Meseches Shavuos do we have just Shtayim Shein Arba? Ella Amar Rabba, and of course we know anytime you have an Ella, that means wipe away that which we had till now, and it's a new teretz. Ella Amar Rabba teaches Rabba Hach over here, Deikar Shabbosu. Over here, Mesechus Shabbos, the main thing is Shabbos. Tani Chiyuvi Upaturi. So not Avois. Says we're a new teretz. Over here we teach that which you're chayiv and that which you're potter. That's Shabbos. Hasam davik Shabbos chiyuva tani upeturi loy tani. It's only teaching you the chiyuvim, only deraisas. Says the Gemara the same kasha. Chiyuva and ma'niu. What are the cases of the deraisa? Yitzios. Yitzios tartiav on the exact same kasha. There's only two of them. Says the Gemara, no. Shtayim dahoitza. Ushtayim dahachnoth. You know what it meant over there, Mesechus Shavuos? The Shtayim Shein Arba is two taking out and two bringing in. But all deraisas. Ask the Gemara of Hayitzias Kitani. It says, if you look back, the second line of this Amid, what did it say? Shnayim Yitzios Shabbos. Shtayim Shein Arba. But Yitzios. But you're telling me it means both in and out? Answers the Gemara, Amar Rav Ashi. And again, you can see the beauty. It's not the Elo Amar Rav Ashi. Rav Ashi not giving you a new teretz. We're still within the world of Rav Papa. But Rav Ashi answers the word issue of Yitzios. Tana Achnasa Nami Yitzara Karila. Our Tana called Achnasa Haitza. Mimai. From where do we have such a concept that Achnasa, the bringing in, could be called Haitzah, bringing out? Meditanan, from that which we learned in a Mishnah much later on in the Masechta. Ha'maitzim Rishos Rishos Chayiv, one who takes from one Rishos the next is Chayiv. Milo Yaskinan is that Mishnah now referring to Kamayel Mishtaram the Rishos Yachid. It's called for Shram Shizyav Karlei Haitzah, and it calls it Haitzah. So we see that in both ways we could call Haitzah Achnasa, both Haitzah. V'taimamai. Why is it Lamaisa called Haitzah? Call, and this is the cloud. Call Akiras Chayfetz Mimekaimai. Anytime you're oiker, you uproot, you pick up an item from its place, Tana Haitzah Karila. So we have the Shtayim da Achnasa and the Shtayim da Haitzah. And Amar Ravina, and Ravina says, guess what? Masnisa Nami Deka. Our Mishnah's Miduyak. Yitziyah, Dekatani Yitziyah says Yitziyah, and then what does our Mishnah explain? It explains right away the Baal Bayis, the Ani, Liftim, and the Chutz, both ways. So even though, what's our parak called? Yitziyah Shabbos. And still says Ravina, Shema Mina. What do we see? We see that the word Yitziyah can be referenced both coming in and going out. Rav Amar, a second teretz, again, Rav Ashi was teretz number one to what the word Yitzias is. Rav is teretz number two. Rishuyos Kitani. What does it mean by Yitzias? It means first to Rishuyos Shabbos Shtayim. That when it comes to Shabbos, there are two Reshu Yois. And as you look at Rashi, and with this will conclude, Rashi, about 10 lines to the end of the Amid, Rashi says, Rava Amar, the Kashlach Lishna the Yitzia. He's answering up that same kasha, again, arguing Rav Ashi, explaining Rav Papa. Beinacha beinasam Reshu Yois Ketani. Reshu Yois Tayim. Shehein, and that results in Arba bifnim v'chulu kolaymar. V'al yedeim yishcha arba yisurim bifnim u'kenegdem b'chotim and the chiyim and the p'tur. V'de shvuas kula l'chiyuv k'tekadnina. But in Shavuos, we're only talking about the daraisas, like Rav Papa explained. Two answers explaining Rav Papa. Today is really just not just, but today is the contrast between Masechah Shabbos and Masechah Shavuos. Over there, just Taim Shein Arba. I'll pick it up from the two dots B'siyata Dishmayim. But just to do the math, so what is the Shtayim Shein Arba and the Masechah Shavuos? Rav Papa is teaching us it's what? It's the Chiyuvim. So what are the 4 cases of Chiyuvim? It's going to involve 2 of the Baal Bayis, 2 of the Ani. All the cases of Chiyuvim are our Mishnah. Meaning, if I'm standing inside, I pick up from inside and I put down outside. Or I stick my hand outside, you put into my hand and I bring it inside. Or you from outside, or I from outside. It doesn't make a difference. Or you from outside, pick up outside and put it inside. Or you from outside, put your hand inside, I put it in your hand and you bring it inside. Again, the same exact 4 cases of Chiyuvim in the Mishnah. The only thing that's not being listed are the halves of the Arba. So it comes out definitely interesting. The Shtayim Shein Arba in Masechah Shavuos is 4 cases of Daraisa. In our Mishnah, Shtayim Shein Arba means 2 Daraisas, 2 Darabanan B'fneim. Shtayim Shein Arba B'chutz means 2 Daraisas, 2 Darabanans B'chutz. We'll pick it up for the 2 dots. B'siyata Dishmaya.